This is Biafra National Television and Radio, BNTVR, Voice of the Rising Sun, official broadcast station of the state of Biafra. Welcome to Brief, built on truth, courage and discipline. This broadcast is the part 2 in the series of the address by His Excellency General Innocent N. ORJI, GCSB, the head of state Biafran Provincial Government (BPG) and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the state of Biafra, on the 5th year commemorative anniversary, that is the commemoration of the Biafran Armed Forces Remembrance Day 2026, which was held on ORJI for Saturday, 30th May 2026. He stated, continuing the address, that the matter of ABURI peace accord, which was signed by both the Nigerian and Biafran delegates, as witnessed by the chairman of the Ghana National Liberation Council then, which is Lieutenant General J.A. Ankara. The declaration stated, and I quote, that we renounce the use of force as a means of settling the present crisis in Nigeria. When they say we, the we means the Nigerian and Biafran delegates, and hold ourselves in honor, bound by this declaration, reaffirm our faith in discussions and negotiation as the only peaceful way of resolving the Nigerian crisis, agree to exchange information on the quantity of arms and ammunition in each unit of the army in each region. Then Nigeria was in region. And also on the quantity of new arms and ammunition in stock. So therefore, when GOWON is accusing Lieutenant Colonel Chukwuemeka Odumegwu of frustrating peace initiative by misinterpreting the ABURI peace accord signed by both of them on January 1967, then what is he talking about? The legal obligation of the ABURI accord is not in any way connected with misinterpretation. General YAKUBU GOWON is actually distorting the fact in the ABURI accord. The fact that should be asked, the question that should be asked on who broke the honor as bounded by that declaration. General YAKUBU GOWON broke the agreement on the ABURI accord when he declared a police action against the eastern region of Nigeria, because the agreement stated that they renounced the use of force. Then who started the use of force against the eastern region of Nigeria? The Igbo people, the eastern region of Nigerian people settling in the north, escaped from the massacre from northern Nigeria back to their homeland in the eastern region of Nigeria. Afterwards, the Eastern Consultative Assembly, ECA, authorized the Eastern Region Administrator, which was Lieutenant Colonel Chukwuemeka Odumegwu, to declare independence in exercise of their right to self-determination, national sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity. After the declaration of that independence, who declared force? Whoever declared force was actually the one that broke the honor bounded by the ABURI peace accord. Whoever brought that force against the eastern region actually was the one who broke that honor. Even continuing this address, former Nigerian head of state General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida IBB stated in his autobiography, A Journey in Service, that the Nigerian government, as led by YAKUBU GOWON, was unable to guarantee the safety of lives and properties of the Igbos, of the Easterners, and living with no other option but to declare independence on 30th May 1967. Former Nigerian head of state General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida IBB confirmed actually what the Eastern Consultative Assembly authorized Lieutenant Colonel Chukwuemeka Ojukwu to declare independence. If GOWON was not able to protect the Easterners in the north, what other choice does the Eastern Consultative Assembly have? And what other choice does the Eastern Region, the defunct Eastern Region Administrator, which was Lieutenant Colonel Chukwuemeka Odumegwu, to declare independence? GOWON even boasted to terminate the Eastern Region, to terminate the independence of the Republic of Biafra then, in 3 months, if General Yakubu Gowon can tell himself the truth, the British imperialists, that is the colonists, were the one who advised him to renege on the ABURI peace agreement. If he must have forgotten that, he should be diagnosed with amnesia. The address continued that the memories of massacre of defenseless Biafrans from Asaba to across the Abuadu rivers must be haunting General Yakubu Gowon and causing him memory loss. We've not been able to get the full details of the book. What does he have to say about the massacre of defenseless people in Asaba, the Asaba massacre, when they actually came in surrender? Did those people come out with Biafran flag? They came out with white. And what did they meet them with? They met them with a massacre. Women, men, and children. The mark is still there in Asaba. And we believe that that memory is still haunting General Yakubu Gowon and causing him memory loss. The address continues. Gowon's selective memory is disgraceful, as his lies on the procurement of weapons from the British government are well documented. There are documents that prove that he received help and assistance from the British government in exchange of the oil resources managed by Shell in the coastal region of Biafra, which he conspired to create new states to promote divide and rule. If Gowon is talking about not receiving help from the British government, why did he create 12 states to promote the British colonial tactics of divide and rule? Did any of the so-called minority ethnic group tell him they were under any form of marginalization? He could not even protect the Easterners in the north, but he was claiming that the creation of the 12 states was to protect the minority ethnic group, which is a lie. His aim was to promote the British divide and rule, especially in the eastern region. Did Gowon agree, according to the ABURI Peace Accord, to exchange information on the quantity of new arms and ammunition in each region? But he chose to invoke his absolute authority as head of state in avoidance of due process and accountability to push for the payment of new weapons from the Soviet Union and other allies. He is accusing the head of state then of the Independent Republic of Biafra of working on his own to mortgage Biafra mineral resources to the Rothschild in exchange of French-backed support. Then what did he do as the head of state when he bypassed accountability and due process to push for the payment of new weapons from the Soviet Union and other allies? 56 years after Gowon's declaration of the 3 arrows, which is the rehabilitation, reconstruction, and reconciliation of the Easterners who suffered genocide in 1967 to 70. There is nothing yet that is achievable. But to date, he is still preaching false unity of indigenous people as created by the British imperialists. Is there an accountability of the proposed fund and mark for the 3 arrows? Is no victor, no vanquish policy is only a small screen of the economical subjugation against the Easterners after the Nigerian Biafran Civil War of 1967 to 70 through the Abundant Properties Act and seizure and forfeiture of bank accounts belonging to the Easterners outside the Eastern region. If he was talking about no victor, no vanquish, why did they go ahead to instigate or to implement the Abundant Properties Act, seizing the properties of those Easterners in the West and in the North, and even forfeiting their bank accounts, and any amount of money that was in their account was forfeited by the occupying Nigerian government, as long as that bank account is outside the Eastern region. This brings me to the end of the part 2 series, of the part 2 in the series of the address of His Excellency General Innocent N. ORJI, GCSB, Head of State, BPG, and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the State of Biafra, on the 5th year commemoration of the Biafra Armed Forces Remembrance Day 2026, held on ORJI Ahia 4, Saturday 30th May 2026. This is brief, built on truth, courage, and discipline. On Biafra National Television and Radio, BNTVR, Voice of the Rising Sun, official broadcast station of the State of Biafra. We will continue with the part 3 in our next episode. Continue to follow us on all our social media handles. I'm your host, Pointer. Take care.